Hey gang, Ray Glasser here from Cleveland, Ohio once again. This is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, the 23rd of November of 2012. And I haven't done an unboxing video in at least a year, so I thought it was time I did one. This latest purchase from eBay is a Japanese Betamax. And it's something that I didn't even know existed until I saw the auction. But it's so unique and so rare, I had to have it. And I actually got it for a really good price. What makes this Betamax so unique is that there was never an American counterpart to this machine. The model number of this machine is the SL-HF1000D, and the closest American counterpart to this is the SL-HF750. Now the D in the model number means digital. This does have some digital effects, and like the 750, it has a drawer that opens up and hands you the tape. And it's a high-end Betamax. It's a Super Beta Hi-Fi, and records in the 6.0 megahertz super high band Beta 1 recording mode, which only I think 3 American Betamaxes recorded in that mode. So for that reason I wanted this Betamax. And a lot of my tapes were recorded in that super high band Beta 1 mode. So we're going to unbox this on camera now and see what it's all about. I'm going to reset the camera. We'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Take 2. Okay, here we go. Unboxing my next Japanese Betamax. Good, put styrofoam around this thing. Very nice. Actually lift this thing up and kind of spill it out. It's packed really tight. Okay, there you go. Let's see how we're framed. Pretty good. It's going to be going this way. Got to sharpen this knife. He told me he glued this. This top is really tight. Wow. Yeah, he glued this all right. Yeah, I'm struggling with it. Back here a little bit. Oh man. And he glued this as well. Okay. Here we go. Somewhere in here's the machine, I hope. This is how to pack a Betamax for shipping. This is how you're supposed to do it. Lots and lots of bubble wrap. Can't go wrong. Certain thrill about getting a Japanese Betamax in the mail. There really is. Instead of going out today spending money, I actually bought something that was shipped to me. There we are. You're still framed? Yes. And there she is. this is in nice shape. Okay, the SL-HF1000D now joins my video family. There she is. Let me do a close-up of it for you. It's actually in really nice shape, considering how old this thing is. Okay, here's the machine. I'm holding the camera at a really low angle. High band, of course, is the Japanese way of saying super beta. And again, it's laid out kind of like the SL-HF750, but different. And there's one of the big differences right there. Plus, this has wooden sides, which our 750 does not. What I'll do is get this going, put it in the video rack. Nice reflection on my camcorder. Put this in my video rack, and we'll see how it works. So here we go. Okay, we are back, and I thought before I install the 1000D in my video rack, I thought I'd show a sight that I've had the pleasure of seeing for about 2 or 3 years now. 2 SL-HF750s side by side. This is about the 3rd time I've had 2 of these on this shelf in the video rack. They're great machines. They're built like a tank. They're all metal, and they're great machines as far as performance, as far as how they hold up and everything else. But this one over here is going to be replaced by the 1000D, which is sitting down here on my coffee table, and I'm pleased to report it works perfectly. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I got this thing. So it's going to replace this 750 here, which I'll be selling in the near future, and this one's going to stay for a while. So thought I'd get one last look at 2 750s on the video rack side by side. Okay, here's the new video rack setup with the Japanese 1000D on the left and the American somewhat counterpart, the SL-HF750 on the right. And I already can see some differences between these things. For one thing, the LED meters here are blue, like they are in the 1000, and here they're green. Let's put them both in the play mode and see what happens. Okay, here we are. Here's the 1000D playing back a tape. We have the blue level meters. Over here, the 750 is also playing back a tape. And this has the green meters, and yes, a lot of these LED readouts are burned out. This is a very common problem on the SL-HF750. Plus, here are the function controls on the 750. Here they are on the 1000D, slightly different. We do have digital effects up there, stop motion, flash motion, with a speed control for each. And over here, the record level settings are here. On the 750, they're on this side. But you can see there are similarities yet differences between these 2 machines. One thing I will say, the readout on this, the display, is really bright, meaning this has not gotten much use, which is great because it'll get use here in this room. No doubt about it. So there we have it. The SL-HF1000D, and the only American Betamax that's even close to it, the SL-HF750. One thing I notice about this thing, when you eject the tape from here, this has the same quirk my other 750 had. It ejects and then it closes again on its own, which is kind of funny. If you just let it die there for a minute, it'll actually eat the tape on its own, like that, and it'll take it in without you doing anything. This American 750 doesn't do that. It'll eject the tape and it'll sit there until you either load another tape or manually close the carriage or whatever. But that's kind of interesting. So here we go. The next Japanese Betamax in the Ray Glasser Betamax collection, the SL-HF1000D. Here's the playback of the 1000D on my TV going into another one of my 750s. Because this is a Japanese machine, it cannot output on American channel 3 or 4. So I have to run some video and audio outputs from this machine into another machine, which I'm doing right here. And by the way, here's another comparison. Inside these flip down doors, this is the 1000D, you can see what's there, as opposed to the American 750, which is totally different. One thing I do like are the thumb wheel tracking controls. This has a push button tracking control, up or down, and I've always hated those. They're a pain in the butt. But I guess I'm stuck with it, so that's okay. In case you're wondering what flash motion is, let me hit flash motion. This is what flash motion does. Kind of like a frame by frame. And let me cancel this and show stop motion, which is just every time you push it, you get a series of still frames. Sorry for the camera shake. That's all flash motion, stop motion is. So this has some of the digital effects that Sony offered way back in the mid to late 80s, and I probably will never use them. This will be used for mainly playing back beta tapes, which is what I bought it for. Okay, last look at the SL-HF1000D, our next Japanese Betamax. And by the way, I've also got to change the labels up here on my patch bay. 750A, 750B will now be replaced with SL-HF1000D. Okay, there we go. Ray Glasser from November 23rd, 2012. See you later. Bye-bye. One thing that I almost forgot to show is the remote control for this 1000D. It's still sealed. The guy never unpacked this and used it, so I've got a brand new remote control for this. Oddly enough, unlike the remote control for the SL-HF750, there's no jog wheel, because this is the remote control for the American 750. Whoops, there we go. And I have an extra one that I'll be selling on eBay soon that does not work 100%. But that's the one for our 750, and this is the one for the SL-HF1000D, Japanese. And as you can see, everything on here is in Japanese, except the numbers. I meant to point that out too, that everything on the machine is in English, oddly enough, not Japanese. Also, the clock is not a 24-hour clock like the older Japanese betas had, like my SL-J7 and J9. The clock is actually in 12-hour AM and PM time, which is kind of unique. There we go. I'll have to unwrap this thing, put some batteries in it, and get it going in a while. So there's the remote, still wrapped up for the 1000D. Okay, see you later.